My favorite assignment in film school was to watch and analyze movies. If you do the same, your storytelling will improve fast. For me, it also led to the best job in the world. I'm Pietro, an animation writer-producer, and these are my top 5 animated films that will make you a better storyteller.
The ocean chose me!
Let go of your contempt for life before it destroys everything you hold dear.
Please help us.
Incredible!
I'm proud to call you my son.
And so it begins.
So how do you even start writing your own story? Sometimes it's with a character, or a doodle, or a theme you want to explore. You mix those things together and you'll eventually come up with a premise, the basic idea of what the story is about. Great movies hook us right at that stage. An old man flying his house with balloons.
Hello, boys!
A rebel alien hiding in Hawaii.
Hana means family.
A machine that lets you enter dreams.
It's showtime!
Or K-pop idols secretly fighting demons. Okay, I know I sound obsessed with this movie. And well, you're right, I am. The premise is simple. The world's biggest K-pop girl band secretly protects humanity by battling demons. That sounds insane! What do the idols look like? How does the music sound? Why must they fight demons? And how do they fight them? That's the power of a high concept. An idea so intriguing it sells itself. But a great concept isn't enough on its own. In order for it to shine, you must explore it to the fullest. K-pop Demon Hunters does exactly that, weaving K-pop culture, fandom, Korean mythology, and even music as a weapon into quite a ride. Now, it's not like every story needs to be a high concept, but whether your idea is bold or simple, the magic comes from committing to it fully and exploring every possibility. Okay, you've got a base idea of what your story is about, but before you dive into the plot, you need to ask, who's going to lead the story? Your protagonist should be someone the audience cares about, someone we can laugh with, like Dracula, Stitch, or Flint, someone relatable, like Ariel, Hiccup, Woody, or Mr. Fox. But above all, your protagonist should be someone we root for, someone we want to cheer on and want them to succeed. Rodney, Ginger, the Iron Giant, Lightning McQueen, that cat from Flow, or Manolo Sanchez from the Book of Life. Manolo is a musician torn between his family tradition of bullfighting and his passion for music.
My only son, fighting angry, 1,000-pound beasts. The family tradition continues.
Yay!
There's a bullfighter who says, apologizes to all the bulls that his family has killed, and that's the climax. And everything after that is a resolution. But I always start with what's the giant, big thing at the end, and then I backwards engineer. I've seen too many stories where the beginning is awesome and they don't land it, or they don't pay off the end. I've been taught always start from the end.
Manolo is relatable, funny, and most of all, someone we always want to root for. Whether he's competing with Joaquin or facing the biggest bull in the land of the dead. But the Book of Life doesn't stop at Manolo. In this movie, every character is a standout. Maria is smart and independent.
Not today!
Joaquin is brave but insecure. The gods are loving but competitive.
Santa Chihuahua!
Even the background characters bring the world to life.
That girl is way out of your league, bro!
The whole cast feels both larger than life and deeply human. They may not be perfect, but that's why we love them. Great stories are built on great characters, and the Book of Life is a masterclass in making every single one of them memorable. Also, we love bringing you lessons from the top people in the animation industry like Jorge Gutierrez, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any interviews or industry insights. You've got a character the audience cares about. That is great. Now it's time to take them on an emotional journey. At first, characters usually chase after something they want. Maybe it's winning a race or finding a wishing star. As the story unfolds, they realize what they really need is something deeper, like learning to slow down or get to appreciate the value of life. That's the basis of your character's journey. The want is the external goal. What they need is the internal lesson they must learn to truly be happy. And there is no better example of this than... When we first meet Shrek, he's a lonely ogre who just wants his swamp and a lonely life.
I like my privacy.
That's his want. As his peace is interrupted, he goes on a quest to get that peace and loneliness back. But by spending time with Donkey and later with Fiona, he starts to realize something bigger. What he actually needs is companionship. By the end, he admits his feelings, rescues Fiona, accepts Donkey's friendship, and returns to the swamp, not alone, but surrounded by people who love him. Shrek wanted a happy, lonely life, but he needed to open his heart and let others in and find new friendships.
Celebrity marriages, they never last, do they?
This want versus need formula is so strong, we even made a whole video about it, so check that one out after this one. It's this want versus need battle what makes Shrek's journey matter. We love seeing characters get what they need rather than what they want. It feels good, almost like we also got something we were missing, which is why this is such an important story lesson to learn.
I was hoping this would be a happy ending.
Okay, we've got a character that wants something, but needs another thing. Let's take it one step further. It's time to track how their wants and needs connect to your story's theme. In other words, let's build a character arc.
This place is the worst! I'm going home!
No, you can't leave.
Stories are basically a battle between a lie, like a false belief that holds your characters back, and a truth, the belief they must embrace to grow. A character might want something because of the lie they believe, but what they truly need is to learn the truth.
What am I supposed to do?
If by the end of the story your character embraces the truth, you get a positive arc. But if they don't, well, your story will be a tragedy. That's why most villains are just characters stuck believing a lie.
What did I do to deserve this?
So what happens when a character knows the truth from the very beginning? If you haven't seen this movie yet, you're missing out.
Greetings, great master.
It's basically Aladdin, but set in Shanghai. Din, a college student, finds a wish-granting dragon named Long and tries to use him to reconnect with his childhood friend, Lina. You'd expect Din to act like Aladdin and wish for wealth and status, in other words, the lie. But there's a twist. From the very beginning, Din values kindness, family, and connection, the truth. There is no lesson for him as the protagonist to learn, so his role is to teach those values to others. This is a flat character arc, and that's where Long comes in.
So, now that we got that out of the way, onto the important part.
He's a dragon who used to be human, and he is still obsessed with wealth and status. It is through his friendship with Din that he learns that happiness comes not from money, but from love and connection. And that's a classic positive change arc.
You should learn to have a little faith in humanity.
Din's role is about holding onto the truth while the world around him puts his belief to the test. And Long's struggle is about letting go of the lie to finally embrace the truth.
You gave all that up. For me?
That contrast is what makes their partnership so fun to watch.
I want my friend back.
Wish Dragon is a perfect example of how the narrative dynamics of lie versus truth can work together to create different character arcs for different characters, and combining those arcs elevates the story.
Have I made myself clear?
Whoa, this is a lot, Pietro. I will never remember all of this. Don't worry about it. I'll leave you the link to download our character builder guide. It's completely free, and I promise it will help you get started on creating your own unforgettable characters. Character is structure, and structure is character. The plot is a consequence of your hero's journey. We now have a premise, we know who our character is, what they want and what they must learn. So what's next? The plot. The plot is the series of events that make up your story. The secret ingredient of any good plot is conflict. If there is no conflict, there is no story.
The gate will hold.
And if there's one movie that shows the building blocks of screenwriting perfectly, it's Finding Nemo.
You think you can do these things, but you can't, Nemo!
Every story has a setup.
I will never let anything happen to you.
A development.
I look at you and I'm home. I don't want to forget.
And a resolution.
Daddy.
Oh, thank goodness.
And here's a surprisingly simple way to think about your story that I learned from Pixar storytellers. Once upon a time, there was a paranoid father, Marlin, who loved his son Nemo. And every day he overprotected Nemo, which made Nemo want to rebel. Until one day, Nemo disobeyed and got captured by humans. And because of that, Marlin swam after the boat. And because of that, he crashed into Dory, a fish with short-term memory loss who joined him on his quest. And because of that, they faced sharks, jellyfish, turtles, and even a whale. Until finally, Marlin and Nemo got reunited. And ever since that day, Marlin became less overprotective and allowed Nemo to grow.
Love you, Dad.
Another amazing way to think about your story is with the 4 magic words. And I learned this incredibly simple trick from the creators of South Park. Imagine your story composed of simple story beats or story moments. Now try linking your beats with but, therefore, except, and until. Marlin and his wife happily move into a new home. But a barracuda attacks, killing her and all the eggs. Except one, Nemo. Therefore, Marlin becomes extremely overprotective. Therefore, Nemo feels suffocated and rebels by touching the boat. Therefore, he gets kidnapped by divers. Therefore, Marlin chases the boat, except it's too fast, and he loses track of it. Therefore, he has no idea where to go until he meets Dory. But Dory forgets things, making the journey even harder. And so on, all the way until the end. Every action has a consequence.
How do you know something bad isn't gonna happen?
I don't!
Anytime I'm invited to give a screenwriting lecture, I use Finding Nemo as a case study because it's literally a masterclass in screenwriting. It shows all the basics like want versus need, lie versus truth, the backstory, characters' growth, and relationships. Honestly, if you want to learn how to write an animated film, this is the film you want to study.
That took guts, kid.
So there you have it, 5 movies that can teach you everything you need to start writing your own story. We've got longer videos that dive deeper into each of those lessons, so check the links down below if you want to explore more. Now that you know the basics, it's time to level up. Keep honing your skills with this video with 5 more lessons from 5 more animated movies. Trust me, the 5th one is a game changer.
You are writing your own story.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. And if you can, consider becoming a channel member to support what we are doing here. Oh, and let me know in the comments what other top lists you'd like us to create. I am Pietro, this is Write for Animation, and I'll see you next time.